Good evening, YouTubers. My name is Craig Scarborough, and today you are witnessing my first attempt at an exhibition game using the Inside Sports Games game called Inside Pitch to play an exhibition game from the 1989 season between the Texas Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Just a little background. I watch a lot of YouTube when I'm doing my programming and other odd things, I'll say, for lack of a better term. But I do watch a lot of YouTube, and one of my favorite things to watch is other YouTubers playing tabletop baseball. So I've been influenced like this past year watching persons like RGL and his YouTube channel, Baseball Demos, his YouTube channel, as well as Jeffrey Guterman, who exclusively plays Stratomatic. I'm a huge fan of Inside Pitch. I don't play very often, so tonight's game hopefully is not riddled with a great many errors, but I'm hoping to get better at it because I would really like to get really good at this game. I also play a lot of the other Inside Sports games, titles like Scoreboard Baseball. I'm a huge fan of Inside Blitz. Number of different games that they offer, but just love the games. So that being said, watching these other people with their YouTube channels and their followers and being highly interested in what they do, I thought, why not join the fray, right? And if I become the only person who watches my own channel, so be it. But hopefully I add something to the genre, and I'm interesting in hopefully my own way. But today, again, this is just kind of our first attempt. Eventually, what I'd like to do is full season replays. We shall see how far that goes, because obviously that is a huge amount of time to devote to something. But what I'd like to do is just start broadcasting and hopefully eventually get to the point where I'm doing things such as like live streaming. But we shall see. So that being said, today's game is from 1989. It is a real game that took place on Sunday, April 9th, 1989, between the Rangers and the Blue Jays. Pitchers today will be Kevin Brown for the Rangers versus John Cerruti for the Blue Jays. And I'll go over the starting lineup and then who's in the field, and then we'll start the game. So, Toronto Blue Jays entered the game at 4-1. Leading off for the Blue Jays will be the center fielder Lloyd Moseby. Batting second will be the third baseman Kelly Gruber. And the third hole is Rance Mulliniks, the DH. He's a left-handed batter. Batting fourth for the Blue Jays will be the left fielder George Bell. In the fifth spot will be the first baseman and left-handed hitting Fred McGriff, big power hitter. In right field is Jesse Barfield. Batting seventh is the second baseman Nelson Liriano, switch hitter. Batting eighth for the Blue Jays is the catcher Pat Borders. And then finally in the ninth spot is the shortstop and switch hitting Manny Lee. For the Rangers in the outfield right now, as Kevin Brown continues his warm-ups, will be left fielder Pete Incaviglia with a range of 2, so a little bit of a defensive liability out there. In center field, however, Cecil Espy will be making up for that because he has a range of 4. In right field is Ruben Sierra with a range of 3. Heading to the infield, at third, Steve Buechele, range of 3. Scott Fletcher at short, range of 1, defensive liability. He also has an error rating of 11, so not really the best shortstop out there. At second base is Jeff Kunkel with a range of 3, and then finally at first base is Rafael Palmeiro with a range of 4. This is the pre-steroid Rafael Palmeiro, so mostly a singles hitter, but always slick fielding. He's the guy who actually got the Gold Glove, I think, for first base, while probably having only 13 games there. I don't know what year it was, but that did occur. And then finally, the catcher is Chad Kruder, who is making his first, his 1989 debut. It's his first time he's entered the game. He has a range of 2 and an arm of 2, so that could potentially help out Toronto Blue Jay base runners. Okay, now that we've done some of the intros, we'll do the intros for the Rangers in the field. I'm sorry, the Rangers, their batting order, and the Blue Jays in the field when we get there. But let's start this game, shall we? Again, John Cerruti making his first start of the year. He's a left-hander, and then Kevin Brown making his first start of the year. He's a right-hander. And let's start this game. So we've got on the mound Kevin Brown, 12-9 on the year with a 3.358 ERA. He'll be facing Lloyd Moseby, who batted .221 with 11 homers and 43 RBIs. The pitch from Brown. 6-4, that's a strikeout. 17, that is a strikeout. He's 13 against a righty, but let me point out Arlington Stadium, forgot to mention this. Very big on strikeouts of a +5 and a +4 on walks. So really accentuated strikeouts and walks that year. And Lloyd Moseby is the first victim of Kevin Brown. So 1 out here in the top of the first, and that will bring up Kelly Gruber. The pitch from Brown. 6-6. That's another strikeout. That's an 18. That is too high. Gruber will put it in play. That's a 1-1. That's a base hit to the left fielder, Incaviglia. So we've got our first base runner of the game. Gruber on first with 1 out. Gruber not a huge threat to steal. He's got a 1 steal potential. Oop, close, but no cigar. Not going to happen. Brown will pitch to Rance Mullenix, the lefty hitter. That is a 6-2. That's a potential wild pitch. A 6. That is a wild pitch. So that will move up Gruber to second. And we will restart this at bat. Kevin Brown now pitching with a runner in scoring position. 1-3. That is a potential walk. And an 11 rating for Rance Mullenix. That is a walk. So Kevin Brown not getting off to the illustrious start here. First and second here with 1 out. And that will bring up the power-hitting George Bell, who batted .297 with 18 homers and 104 RBIs in 1989. First and second, 1 out here. The pitch from Brown, 2-4. That question mark, that is a 9 against a righty hitter. That's an automatic out. Is it going to be a double play if he hits a grounder? That is a 2. That is a G4. So let's see. We've got a GDP of 3 plus 0 plus 1 in double play position. That's a 4. Pivot of nothing. So 4 or less, that's a double play. That is a 4. That is a double play. 4-6-3 double play. And that's going to end the inning. So pitcher's best friend bails out Kevin Brown. And what that does is retires the side. And we'll bring up the Texas Rangers to see if they can get any runs here in the first inning. Okay. With that, let's talk about who's up for the Texas Rangers. Leading off is the switch-hitting center fielder, Cecil Espy. Had 45 stolen bases on the year. Batting second is the shortstop, Scott Fletcher. In the third hole is Rafael Palmeiro, the first baseman, batting left-handed. Cleanup hitting, so batting fourth is the switch-hitting Ruben Sierra. He's batting .400 with a homer and 2 RBIs, obviously in only 4 games thus far. Batting fifth is the DH Julio Franco. Batting sixth is the left fielder Pete Incaviglia. In the 7th hole is the third baseman Steve Buechele. Chad Kruger will be batting 8th, making his 89 debut as the catcher. And then finally, Jeff Kunkel batting 9th as the second baseman. And on the mound is John Cerruti, 11-11 with a 3.07 ERA. In the field for the Blue Jays, left fielder George Bell, range of 3. Center fielder Lloyd Moseby, range of 2. A little bit of a liability out there. Jesse Barfield in right field, a range of 5 and an arm of -2. So he could really move around and cut off a lot of potential base hits as well as throw out base runners. Starting the infield is the third baseman Kelly Gruber with a range of 4. Shortstop is Manny Lee with a range of 3, so average. Nelson Liriano shares on the right-hand side, as the second baseman with a range of 3. Fred McGriff at first with a range of 4, and then finally Pat Borders, the catcher, with a range of 3 and an arm of -1, so he will potentially cut down some base runners here. And here's that first base runner, potentially anyway, is Cecil Espy, who had 45 stolen bases on the year. And let's start this game in the bottom of the first with Cerruti pitching Espy. 5-3, lefty-righty, that's a strikeout, but he's batting righty, so that's a blank. Espy puts the ball in play, that is a 3-6, base hit right past the first baseman. I'm sorry, right past one, who is the pitcher. So Cecil Espy gets on base. We may have a potential steal here. So Cecil Espy, with a roll of 9 or less, he's going. He's not going. So Cerruti will pitch to Scott Fletcher. 3-2. That is a strikeout. An 8 against a lefty. That's a 5, but with the +5 of Arlington Stadium, that is a strikeout. So Scott Fletcher, a hard guy to strike out, but Arlington Stadium helps John Cerruti out, and that's his first out of the game. Cerruti will now pitch to Palmeiro. Let's see, however, if Espy's going. Again, 9 or less. He is. He is. There he goes. A 2. He's got it stolen. He needed a 14 or less, but he's got it. And stolen base. Steals second. Boom. So now we got a runner on second. So a runner in scoring position and a fast runner, no less. Let's see. Espy is a 4 to steal of third base. 4 or less. Not going to happen. So Cerruti will deal to Palmeiro. Lefty versus lefty. 2-5. That is a potential home run. 4 against a lefty. That's going to count. So Palmeiro, again, pre-steroid Palmeiro, needs a 6 or less for a home run. And he does. Whoa. Maybe he's hitting those steroids early. Who the heck knows? But lefty versus lefty, doesn't matter. Palmeiro keys it into the right field stands. And it's quickly a 2-0 lead for the Rangers. So 2-0. Cerruti off to the inauspicious start here. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Ruben Sierra. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Cerruti with the pitch. 2-1, potential wild. That's not going to happen. 1-5. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Manny Lee. Picks it up and tosses it over to McGriff for the second out of the inning. We now bring up the aging DH, Julio Franco. 13 homers, 92 RBIs, but a great batting average, 316, so you can still hit. The pitch, 3-6. That is a lefty-righty. That is a blank against a righty. 6-6. That's a single through the infield into center field. Julio Franco is on base. That's the third hit of the game for the Rangers. Franco is a threat to steal of 3 or less. He's not going. So Cerruti will deal to the right-handed hitting Pete Incaviglia. 1-2, lefty-righty. There's a blank for Incaviglia. He will put the ball in play. 5-2, lefty-righty. Up against a lefty, that's a ground ball to the shortstop. So against a righty, that would have been a hit. But against a lefty, not going to happen. So that is the third out, retiring the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 1, we've got an early lead for the home Texas Rangers of 2-0 over the Blue Jays. Okay, so here in the top of the second inning, Brown will be facing Fred McGriff, Jesse Barfield, and Nelson Liriano. Let's get this started. Brown with the pitch. 2-5. That is a ballpark play. 5-4. That is a G3, so it's a ground ball to the first baseman. Palmeiro picks it up, steps on first. First out of the top of the second inning. Kevin Brown will now be pitching to Jesse Barfield. Barfield, 234, 23 homers, and 67 RBIs in the year. Just coming into his own. Still a great defensive outfielder at this age, but would really maximize his home run hitting shortly later in his career. Let's see. So a 5-3 here, that's a strikeout. That is a 9. That is a strikeout. Barfield does have a huge propensity, however, to strike out, as a witness there. So 2 outs now here in the top of the second inning. Brown will pitch to Nelson Liriano. 2-5. That is another ballpark play. 2-4. That's a single to right field. So Nelson Liriano is on with 2 outs here in the top of the second. He can potentially steal 3 or less. Let's see what happens. That's a 20. So we're going to look to see a potential balk or pickoff. 19, not going to happen. So, I always forget. We just go right back to bear with me. Let's see. That's a strategy roll. So now we throw the pitcher. Okay. That's easy to remember. 3-1. That is a strikeout of 10. That is a strikeout. Borders goes down swinging. That is the third out. And Kevin Brown escapes. Again, no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. And that brings up the Rangers here in the bottom of the second. So at the end of 1.5, it is Texas 2, Toronto nothing. Bottom of the second inning here. It will be Steve Buechele, Chad Kreuter, and Jeff Kunkel facing John Cerruti in his second inning of work. So let's see. 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs thus far for Cerruti, so he's trying to calm down and deliver a 0 for the Blue Jays. A 5-4, that is a range play, our first range play of the day. Buechele, 5-5. That is a G4. Our second baseman is Liriano. He has a 3, so range play G4, and he's got it. So nice play there for Nelson Liriano, extending himself. That is a successful range play. That is the first out of the inning. But that will bring up Chad Kreuter, making his first at bat of the year, bringing his incredible 152 batting average. But he did hit with a little power. He had 5 home runs and 158 at bats, so you never know. The pitch from Cerruti. That's a 6-6. That is a blank. 6-5. That is a ground ball to the third baseman Gruber. Picks it up easily and throws it over to McGriff for the second out. So Cerruti 1 out away from his first 1-2-3 inning. He will pitch to Jeff Kunkel. He winds and delivers. 5-4. Potential home run. That is a 5. And that is a home run. Son of a gun. 5-4. So against Jeff Kunkel, of all people, who had 8 home runs and 293 at-bats. But Jeff Kunkel takes John Cerruti deep. So go figure. Not what you expect. And just as John Cerruti was feeling comfortable in getting through the inning, he gives up a gopher ball to Jeff Kunkel, of all people. We will now head to the top of the order for the Rangers and Cecil Espy. He's 1 for 1 today with a single. Cerruti here, 2 outs, just trying to get out of the inning here. 5-1, lefty righty, that is a blank. 6-4, ground ball to the second baseman Nelson Liriano, who easily takes it in. But not before the Rangers pad their lead by another run with a home run by Jeff Kunkel. 1 run, 1 hit, no runners left on base. We will be facing the bottom of the order at the top of the third inning. And then there's a misprint, Lee Mosby. We know that's not true. We'll have to fix that, won't we? Okay. So, top of the third inning. Rangers with a 3-0 lead. Kevin Brown will be facing Manny Lee, Lloyd Mosby, and now Kelly Gruber. So here's Manny Lee, batting 9th. The pitch from Brown is a 5-2, lefty-righty. He's batting lefty because he's a switch hitter, so that's an automatic out. That's a 5. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Scott Fletcher, who gets to it and throws him out. First out here in the top of the third inning. And then we head to the top of the order again. Here's Lloyd Mosby. Struck out his first time up. 1-5. That is a strikeout with an 8. Lloyd Mosby goes down swinging again. That is Kevin Brown's 4th K of the day in 2 2/3 innings. Finally, with 2 out, here's Kelly Gruber. He's 1 for 1 today. He's singled to left field. 5-4. That is a lefty-righty. That is against a righty. That's a strikeout. 16. That's too high. Gruber puts it in play. 1-5. That is a ground ball to the first baseman, Palmeiro. Picks it up easily. Tosses to Kevin Brown covering. 3 up, 3 down for the Toronto Blue Jays at the end of 2.5. It is Texas 3, Toronto nothing. Okay, heading to the bottom of the third here, the Rangers will be looking to expand their early 3-0 lead. Cerruti will be facing the 2-3-4 hitters in Fletcher, Palmeiro, and Sierra. Scott Fletcher leading off, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Cerruti winds and delivers. That is a 3-1. That's question mark. That's a 3. Against a righty, that's an automatic out. What kind of out is it? That's a 2. That's a G4. So ground ball to the second baseman, Liriano. That's the first out. Here's Palmeiro, who did not hit a lot of home runs in 1989. Only had 8, but he has one today, doesn't he? So he's batting .278 on the year with a home run, 5 RBIs. He'd love to do that again against Cerruti. The pitch, 1-5. That's another strikeout. That's a 10 against a lefty. 4 plus 5, just 1 too high. So Palmeiro's going to put it in play. That's a 4-5. That's a ground ball to the shortstop, Manny Lee. Short hops it, toss it over. That's the second out of the inning. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. That will bring up Ruben Sierra, the cleanup hitter. 0 for 1 today. He just grounded out. He grounded out to shortstop, just like Palmeiro just did in the first inning. The pitch from Cerruti, 1-1, lefty-righty. He's batting righty because he's a switch hitter, so that's a blank. Ruben Sierra with a 2-4. Pops it up in the infield to Nelson Liriano. He's got it. That retires a side. 3 up, 3 down for the Texas Rangers. At the end of 3 now, it is Texas 3 and the Blue Jays nothing. So without any extra innings, we're looking at 1/3 of the way through the game here. And we have a 3-0 lead for the Texas Rangers, and that will bring up Rance Mulliniks, George Bell, and Fred McGriff. So the heart of the Blue Jay order here against Kevin Brown. Rance Mulliniks getting his second at bat. He walked his first time. 4-6 from Brown. That is a range play. Mulliniks, 5-2. That's a fly ball to right field. Ruben Sierra is a 3. So range play, 3 or less. He's going to take it in. He does not. So range play, F9. That is a failed range play. Is it a double? It's a 3. That's just a single. So Sierra can't make the play. And that gives a leadoff single for Rance Mulliniks, and the Blue Jays, hopefully for them, are in business. That will now bring up George Bell. Mulliniks is not a threat to steal. He's never, so we're not even going to roll. Pretty much a station-to-station guy out there. Kevin Brown will deal to George Bell. That's a 2-1 hit by a pitch. 4 minus 1, not going to happen. We go to George Bell's card. That is a 2-3. That's a star 4. So that's a G5, ground ball to the third baseman. A 3, a 0, and so a 3 or less, that's a double play. That's a 2. That ain't good. So just like that, the potential first leadoff hitter on is wiped out by a double play. Again, the pitcher's best friend. So Kevin Brown gets the 5-4-3 double play. And there's 2 outs now here in the top of the fourth, and that will bring up Fred McGriff with no runners on base. That's where you want to face Fred McGriff with no runners on base. He had 36 home runs and 92 RBIs in 1989 with a .269 batting average. Today he's 0 for 1. He grounded to first in the second inning. Brown will deal. That's a 5-3. That is a strikeout. 19. That is, I was going to say that's too high, but with the +5 of Arlington Stadium, that is just enough. That's a strikeout. That retires the side. So a leadoff single, but then a double play and a strikeout. And we continue through 3.5 innings. It's Texas 3 and Toronto nothing. Okay, bottom of the fourth here, we'll have Julio Franco, and then Pete Incaviglia, and then Steve Bouchot after him. Okay. So here's Cerruti dealing to Julio Franco. 1 for 1 today, single to center his first time up. A 4-2 lefty-righty, that's a blank. A 2-5, that is a star 6, so that's an automatic out to the right fielder. F9, right to Jesse Barfield, that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Incaviglia, 0 for 1 today, grounded to short. The pitch from Cerruti, 5-3, that's a lefty-righty, that's a blank against a righty. 1-4, that's a lefty, that is a double to left field. So Pete Incaviglia gets a hold of one. Almost a home run, but that's going to be off the wall for a double. And the Rangers are in business again, looking to extend their lead beyond 3. Incaviglia can steal on a 1. He does not. So Steve Buechele up 0 for 1 today, grounded to second. Cerruti really needs to limit the damage here. 6-1 hit by pitch, that's a 6. That's a +2. He hits Steve Buechele, who goes down screaming. And boom, we've now got runners at first and second with 1 out. John Cerruti looking a little discombobulated now. He's through 3 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and 1 K. He's faced 16 batters. He can face up to 27, so he's not tired at all. He's just not dealing with his best stuff today. That will bring up Chad Kruder, who's 0 for 1, grounded to third. Cerruti will take that. A potential double play, he will definitely take that. That's a 1-5, that is a walk. That is a 15. He walks Chad Kruder. This does not bode well. We've got the bases loaded now. Bases loaded for Jeff Kunkel. And what did Jeff Kunkel do his last at bat? He homered. So, pitching coach comes out to the mound, starts talking to John Cerruti. Hey man, I know you gave up a home run to this guy. Shouldn't happen again. Come on, I know you're better than this. We all know you're better than this. We're down by 3. Let's keep this contained. We can come back. John Cerruti nods and says, hey, thanks. I never thought about it that way. And now he's going to deliver it to Jeff Kunkel. Bases loaded, 1 out here, down by 3. The pitch, 5-3. Against a lefty, that's a strikeout. Against a righty, that's a nothing. So we go to Kunkel's card. 1-6. Base hit right past the pitcher. That's not what you wanted to do if you're John Cerruti. So let's see. S1. A 2 to, let's see, base running advancement chart. So, 2, let's see. So, Buechele, anything above a 2. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, no, that's true. No, I'm sorry. I misplayed that. So, 2 to 6, he scores. He does score. First to third, that's Kruder on a 3. He does not advance to third. That was easy. I don't know why I super complicated that. So 2 runners score. Sorry about that. A little slow in the uptake there. But that's a 2-run single for Kunkel, who, holy moly, he's looking for MVP of the game. He's got a home run and a 2-run single already. 5-0 now for Texas, and Cerruti's just laboring out there. 3 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs. With a nifty little 13.50 ERA, and now he's facing the top of the order. Still only 1 out, runners at first and second. Cerruti, don't wear out our bullpen. Try to get these guys out. He's going to. 6-2, possible error on a grounder. And finally, a 5-2 base hit to center field. And one thing I want to be clear on is even with an S8, you have a potential with an EG, that is a potential error. So hit and a booted ball potentially. So what do we got here? 5-2, that's an S8. Potential error of 5, that's above his range, so it's not going to happen. So that's an S8. Okay, so that being said, runner on second on an S8. We add 1 to his, so we're going to see a Kruder scores. A 1 he does, and actually, okay, all right. So first roll of 1, lead runner advances. The second roll, and any runner. Okay, that's great. Then we try again. That's a 1. So if second roll is any greater than they hold, but they don't. So he's going to go to third, and I'm not going to try for the runner on first going to second. So. That was a run-scoring single for Cecil Espy. He probably could have gone a second, but I don't feel like looking that up right now. Okay, so that being said, Cerruti, good lord, 3 1/3, 7 hits, 6 runs. I'm sorry, but I think your day's over. Blue Jay fans are sitting at home and watching CBC or wherever the Canadian channel is and saying, this is awful, I can't watch this anymore. So let's see, a sub. Who do we have facing? We've got righty. We do have a lot of righties, so potentially we're going to be looking at righties here. And we've got Henke, Musselman, he's a lefty, Steve, Stottlemyre, Ward, and Wells. I think even though he's mostly a starter, we're going to go with Stottlemyre. potentially keep him in there at least a while to stop the bleeding here. Stottlemyre, okay. Yep, looks good to me. Alright, so there's Todd Stottlemyre on the mound. I don't think it's going to update the scoreboard right now. We might have to wait for the next batter. That's a bug. We'll fix it. Okay, so first and third, 1 out. Cecil Espy's on with a 6-run lead, but you know what? He's the kind of guy who says, I don't care. I'm going to try and steal anyway. So now against Stottlemyre, 11 or less, he's going. He is. And a 14 or less, he does. That's an 11, right? So he gets a stolen base. And we're in third, hold runner first till second. Boom. All right, so we've got Espy on second now. Now, Scott Fletcher's still up. Runners on second and third. Infield's going to play back. They've already like mea culpa. We're done here. But Stottlemyre will pitch to Fletcher. 1-1, that's a strikeout. At 10 with a +5, that is a strikeout. So Fletcher goes down swinging for his second time today. Pitcher's second best friend there. Double play is his first best friend, but strikeout is his second best friend. He'll face now Rafael Palmeiro. Runners on second and third. 2 outs, just trying to get out of this inning. Stottlemyre flings, throws. That is a 2-2. Lefty righty, that's a base hit. You gotta be kidding me. Base hit, S1. I think we're going to have a 4. Yep, both runs score. No, wait. Yeah, both runs score. Okay, well. 2-run single for Rafael Palmeiro. It is now 8-0 Rangers. Good grief. So much for this fun exhibition where we have a close game. It's now 8-0. So that brings up Ruben Sierra. Palmeiro, you know, with an 8-run lead, he's like, I'm not going to try to steal you guys. Let's just get through this. 1-6, that's a walk. 14, that is too high. Sierra puts it in play. 6-2. That's a ground ball to the second baseman Liriano. Picks it up, flings it over. 5 runs on 4 hits. 1 runner left on base. Is this game over? We shall see. At the end of 4, it's Texas 8 and Toronto nothing. Top of the 5th, the scoreless Blue Jays just trying to push across anything. Though Kevin Brown entering his 5th inning of play. He'll be facing Jesse Barfield, Nelson Liriano, and Pat Borders. The pitch from Brown. That's a 2-4. That is a question mark, 16 against a righty. That's an automatic out. But what kind of automatic out is it? Oh, it's a 6. It's a ground ball to the first baseman Palmeiro. First out of the inning. And Kevin Brown continues the misery for the Toronto Blue Jays. Nelson Liriano, 1 for 1, single to right his first time up. 5-6. That is a strikeout with a 7 against a righty. That is a strikeout. So he goes down whiffing. That's Kevin Brown's 6K of the day. Here with 2 outs in the 5th. Brown again to Pat Borders, who is 0 for 1. He is one of those strikeouts. 6-2. Wild pitch. Nothing going to happen there. You go to Pat Borders. That's a 5-3. Lefty righty. That is a ground ball to the first baseman Palmeiro. Good grief. Palmeiro. That's 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Jays. Join the club, baby. Let's see. At the end of 4.5, still Texas 8, Toronto nothing. So leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Rangers is Julio Franco. He is 1 for 2 today with a single and a fly out to right field. Stottlemyre entering his 2nd inning of play. 3-4. That's a blank. Franco with a swing. 3-6. Base hit to center field. Hey, why not? Just pile on, shall we? He's not going to steal, even though he could. He's just going to sit back and relax and play station-to-station baseball. As Stottlemyre will deal to Pete Incaviglia, who's 1 for 2 today with a double. The pitch, 2-4. That's a strikeout. That's a 5. That is a strikeout. That's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Stottlemyre will now face Steve Buechele, 0 for 1 today. grounded to second and was also hit mercilessly by Cerruti in the hip, we'll say. So hit by pitch. 5-3. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Another potential hit by pitch. 7 plus 6. Buechele gets hit again. Ouch. He's like saying, I gotta pick another job, man. Getting hit twice in the same game. 2 different pitchers. Rude. All right, so first and second now, and the Rangers are saying, "Hey, let's score some more runs. Let's just end the Blue Jays year right here." So Stottlemyre will pitch to Chad Kreuter, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk. The pitch from Stottlemyre, that's a 5-3 hit by pitch again. 0-6, not going to happen this time. Thank you. Kreuter slips out of the way, but on the next pitch he swings. That's a 3-3. It's a fly ball to the left fielder. George Bell camps under it. He's got it. F7 minus 3. Not, actually, we got a 2 here. So, or does he say, you know, he's going to try. Julio Franco makes it. He gets the third, so runners on first and third now. Aggressive base running with an 8-run lead by Julio Franco there. So Stottlemyre will now face Jeff Boom Boom Kunkel. 2 for 2 today. 2 runs scored, home run, 3 RBIs. You can't get him out. You can only hope. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. The pitch from Stottlemyre to Jeff Kunkel. 4-5. That is a potential error on a ground ball, and of course the coup de grace would be an error here. Even if you attempt to get him out, that's a 4-0, but not really. That's a power hit to left field. That is a 9. Against a righty. Oh, that's just out. So an F. Actually, it's just a regular F7, right above the range. Otherwise, it would have been a double. So even though it is a potential error on a ground ball, not going to happen. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. Jeff Kunkel comes up short. They should release him right now. He's just embarrassing. Okay, at the end of 5, it is Texas 8, Toronto nothing. Beverage time. All right, so here in the top of the 6th inning, Kevin Brown has faced 17 batters. He can face 26. So he is perfectly comfortable throwing this potential shutout here. He'll be facing Manny Lee, Lloyd Moseby, and Kelly Gruber. Manny Lee leads off. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to short. The pitch from Kevin Brown, that's a 6-6. That's a strikeout, and Manny Lee goes down swinging. First out in the top of the 6th. Lloyd Moseby enters the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 today. He struck out twice as well. Manny Lee was Kevin Brown's 7th strikeout victim. The pitch from Brown, 5-2, lefty-righty against a lefty. That's an automatic out. But where was it hit to, Craig? Oh, it was hit to the ground. It was hit to Steve Buechele, the third baseman. He picks it up and throws him out. That's 2 outs now, and here's Kelly Gruber. Kelly, 1 for 2 today, singled and grounded out. The pitch from Brown, 5-5. That is a blank. Gruber says, thank you very much. I'm going to pop this up to the shortstop, because what else would I do? Boom. 3 up, 3 down for Kevin Brown yet again. He's through 6. We'll head to the bottom of the 6. Still Texas 8 and Toronto nothing. Stottlemyre entering his last inning as a reliever. He's faced 8 batters. He can face up to 9 without feeling any ill effects. He'll be facing Cecil Espy, who's 2 for 3 today. Scored 2 runs, has an RBI, so he's singled twice. The pitch from Stottlemyre, 5-2. That is a blank. 3-2. That is a fly ball to the center fielder Lloyd Moseby. He's got it quite easily. That's the first out. And that'll bring up Scott Fletcher, 0 for 3 today. 2 Ks and a ground ball out. The pitch from Stottlemyre is a 4-6. That is a question mark. That means he needs to be taken out. Against a right-handed hitter that is outside his range. Fletcher will swing. That's a 5-4. That's a ground ball to the third baseman Gruber. Picks it up and throws him out. But that's the end of the road for Stottlemyre. So, let's see. We still do have a lot of right-handed hitters. Let's see who's available. Not many people here, guys. Actually, we're going to go with Frank Wills. That makes sense, right? We're all in agreement. Sure. Okay, Frank. Actually, he's not available, so never mind. He was not available yet. We got Ward. Xavier Hernandez is not available. Jimmy Key not available. Dave Steve. Obviously, these are starters. Jim Acker's not available yet. Gazzo, nope. Flanagan is a starter. Pitchers, Hinkie, David Wells. I'm going to go with Dwayne Ward. It's probably not the most appropriate, but he did pitch a lot. He pitched 114 innings in relief, so he can give us 2 innings. Can't you? Can't you give us 2 innings? So Dwayne Ward here enters with 2 outs in the 6th inning. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. Could probably get you through. Let's see. So Ward will pitch to Rafael Palmeiro. Palmeiro says, "Hey, thanks for bringing in the righty." Hey, no problem. Palmeiro 2 for 3 today with a homer and 4 RBIs. So he has a home run and a single. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch for Ward. 3-4. Strikeout plus. Yeah, he's going. Maybe not. Yeah, he's going down. That's a 9. Strikeout plus is a strikeout for Palmeiro. And Dwayne Ward enters the game. Shuts the door. At the end of 6 now, it's still Texas 8. And the Blue Jays nothing. Alright, we are entering the top of the 7th. Kevin Brown threw 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk and 7 Ks. He is grooving. 75 pitches thrown, 47 for strikes. He'll face Rance Mullinax, who not only has a single but a walk, so he's gotten on base both times today. Kevin Brown would like to change that. That's a 6-2. That's a wild. Not going to happen. We go to Mullinax. 2-6. That's a base hit past the second baseman. So this is 3rd time up, 3rd time on base. Rance is saying to the rest of the Blue Jays, "Hey, come on, guys. I can do it. Why can't you?" Mullinax is not going to go. He's an N anyway. He's definitely not going to go with an 8-run deficit. 6-3. That is a walk. 15. That's too high. So George Bell says, "I'm going to swing, and I'm going to try and hit this ball hard." 1-6. Base hit to right field. So he does hit the ball hard. S9, 1st to 3rd is a -1. So on a 1, he can get to 3rd. Not a great base runner. Not going to. So he just stays at 2nd. But the Blue Jays are in business. All they need is these guys to score and 6 more, and we got a tie game. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Kevin Brown dealing still here. He'll face Fred McGriff, who's 0 for 2 today. No one's running on base. Again, very much station to station here. 4-6. That's a range play. Always good for the offense. 6-5. That is a star 5. That's a ground ball to short, so it's an automatic out. But on a range play, that's Fletcher, who is a 1. Never mind, guys. That's a 2. So, range play. G6. Failed range play. S6. Okay, on an S6, we got 2nd to H. Oh, station is Mullinax at 2. He needed to be a 3 to actually score. So, good grief, the slowness on the base pass. Base is loaded now here in the top of the 7th inning. Kevin Brown faced 23 batters. He can face 3 more without any ill effects. And that brings up Jesse Barfield, 0 for 2 today. He is a threat to hit the bomb. That could change the complexion of the game. But Kevin Brown's still going to be out there on the mound. Flinging the ball, that's a 1-2, that's a strikeout. A 5, that's a strikeout. Again, pitcher's second best friend. That's the 1st out of the inning. So we had bases loaded, nobody out. Does Kevin Brown have what it takes to get out of this inning? Here's Liriano. 1 for 2, single, struck out. The pitch from Brown. 1-3, that's a walk. That is a 6. That is a walk. So Kevin Brown walks the 1st run in, loses the shutout. It's now 8-1. Still bases loaded. Still, they're fairly comfortable. Kevin Brown now to Pat Borders. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Grounded first. The pitch. 5-2. Lefty righty. That's a blank. Borders swings. 3-6. Power hit to left field. That's an 8. Against a righty. That's a double. What did I say? To left field. D7. Well, there you go. All right, now we're in business. A D7, 1 to H is a -2. Liriano's not going to go. So we scored 2 runs, but it's now 8-3. Well, well, well. We've got some interest. The kids are begging their dads, can I stay up late and watch the end of the game? I think the Blue Jays are going to come back. 1 out here in the top of the 7th, and I think that's going to be it for Kevin Brown. He's just also lost it here in the top of the 7th, giving up 3 runs. So we're going to see switch hitter for Toronto coming out. Lefty, righty, lefty, righty. They've always had a good lefty-righty kind of swing here. So let's see. We got Manny Lee. I'm going to go with Cecilio Guante. Let's see. Sub. Guante. Let's see. Okay. Do that. Go back here. Boom. There's Cecilio Guante. Now, runners at second and third. Only 1 out. Hopefully, for Texas' sake, Guante can come up big on the strikeouts. He did average a strikeout per inning. Manny Lee is up. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded to short and struck out. So, yeah, he can go down swinging. He could do that for you. Here's the pitch from Guante. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The Blue Jays have tacked on 3 runs here to semi-make this a game. But if they score 2 more, they get these guys on second and third home, could make it a very interesting game. 5-1. That's a ballpark play. Always of interest. That's a 3-6. It's a star 4, so it's a fly ball to the center fielder. So what do we got here? Fly ball to the center fielder. All right. Let's see. So who's on? He's got a sacrifice fly of 1. Not going to happen there. Okay. So that being said, if wrong, I guess if scores then check it runners. Okay. If we're looking okay, 1. All right. So now we're just going to try to score on a regular play. Nelson Learine is a 2. Interesting. ABR, so not just BR. I need to have that up there too. All right, so it was a fly ball to center field. SB is a 0 arm, so that doesn't really matter at all. Need to find out. Need to put that out there. Okay, so he is a 1, so he's going to score. And run on third scores, other runners advance. Okay, so Borders is going to go to third too. Son of a gun. There we go. So Borders is going to score 2. I'm sorry, Borders is going to move up 2. Yeah, so as you see, I'm not a huge professional inside pitch. So again, please be gentle. But hopefully I'm mulling my way through this. Okay, 8-4 now. Runner on third with 2 outs. That will bring up Lloyd Mosby, who's 0 for 3. 3-2. That is a strikeout. Against a 13. Against a righty, that is a strikeout. Mosby goes down swinging for his 3rd strikeout of the day. Hey, thanks to the Golden Sombrero. But, that being said, Blue Jays score 4 runs and 4 hits with a runner left on base. We've got ourselves a potential game as they cut the lead in half. It's now 8-4. And we'll be heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. Actually, we're going to hit the 7th inning stretch. With the score, again, Texas 8 and Toronto 4. All right. So here's Dwayne Ward. Pitched to 1 batter last inning and struck him out. He's hoping to continue that and give the Blue Jays a chance here. He'll be facing Sierra, Franco, and Incaviglia. The pitch from Dwayne Ward, the bottom of the 7th inning, is a 3-6. That's a range play. And that's a 2-5. That's a single to right field, potentially. But Jesse Barfield is a 5. Does he cut off this play? He does. Wow, nice play by Jesse Barfield. Converts a single to an out. Great play by Jesse Barfield. A real web gem. All right, so Ward will now pitch to Julio Franco. And Ward saying to himself, can we have all 5s out there, please? 5-3, that's a walk. A 20, that's too high. Franco puts the ball in play. That's a 1-2. That's a fly ball to the right fielder. Jesse Barfield gets that one as well. Second out. Pete Incaviglia, 1 for 3 today with a double. Wayne Ward winds, delivers, 1-2, lefty righty, that's a blank. 5-4. That is a fly ball. Wow, 3 up, 3 down, all to Jesse Barfield. So Jesse Barfield says, thank you, I can just do this myself. And we will head to the top of the 8th inning. It's still Texas 8 and Toronto 4. Guantes faced 2 batters. He can face up to 6. He will be facing Gruber, Mullinex, and Bell, the 2-3-4 hitters. Mullinex 1 for 3 today, hoping to cut in that lead even more. The pitch from Guante, 5-4. That is a blank, because he's not tired. 4-2, base hit to center field. Here we go again. Blue Jays are saying, I'm not going to die. You going to die? Guante pitching to Mullinex. We're also only down by 4 now. You don't want to try and steal if you can. That's a 7, that's too high. Guante pitches to Mullinex. That's a 2-6. Range play at the park. Anything can happen. 5-1. Single plus 7. But, let's see. Incaviglia's a 2. Does he stop that play? He does not. So, range play, single plus 7. Okay, so single plus 7. Batter BR plus outfield arm is less than equal to second base. So, but Mullinex is only a 2. Am I doing that automatically? Oh, sorry about that. All right, so batter BR is a 2 plus a 0. So 2 or less, he converts that into a double. That's a 5. He does not. So, single. Runners advance 2 bases. Yay. Alright, so runners at first and third now. With nobody out. So here come the Blue Jays. Making it interesting. Guante, 2/3 of inning, 2 hits now. He's got 2 hits this inning. He's got the strikeout as well. He'll face George Bell as 1 for 3. He's grounded into 2 double plays. The Rangers saying, can we make it a third? The pitch from Guante. 1-6 is a strikeout. 17, that's too high. George Bell says, I'm not going to strike out, but I could into a double play. Let's find out. That is a 2-6. It's a star 5. Fly ball to right field. Okay, they're cool with that. All right, so is the runner on first going to score? Let's see. I'm sorry, runner on third going to score. Sacrifice fly of 4 or below. He doesn't. Okay, let's try again. So, with that, runner BR, so a 3 plus the outfielder arm is a 0, so he's going to try and score. He's got a 5 again. He's not going to score. Son of a gun. Well, that's a wasted opportunity. First and third now. Oh, geez, there's only 1 out. Okay. Son of a gun. All right. Is there only 1 out? Did I miss something here? First and third 1 out. I guess that makes sense, right? Later we will rewind this and figure out that I missed something. See, I thought there was more than 0 outs. Anyway, Guante facing his 6th batter, which is his limit. He's going to pitch to McGriff, who's 1 for 3. 6-3. Possible error on a grounder. 2-5. Pop up to the second baseman. Ugh. Kunkel says, thank you very much. I'll take that. That's the second out. And that brings up Barfield. 8-4. So a home run here will make it 8-7. But Guante is going to pitch to Jesse Barfield, who's 0 for 3. He's got 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Not done much. Not done anything. 4-3, possible error. 5-5, fly ball to the left field. A 2 that would be in his error range, but it has to be an odd number, and it's not. So that's just a regular fly ball to left field. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So, the Blue Jays threaten, but they don't push anything across. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Still Texas 8 and Toronto 4. Well, all right. Let's see. Dwayne Ward continuing his outing. Can face 3 more batters without any ill effects. He will be facing Buechele, Kruder, and Kunkel, the 7, 8, 9 batters. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers looking to pad their lead at least a little bit, even though they do have 4 runs. But hey, the way the Blue Jays scored 4 runs in the 7th, you never know. 2-6, strikeout, 15. Not too high with that +5 from Arlington Stadium. Buechele goes down swinging for the first time. He's 0 for 2 today. That will bring up Chad Kruder, 0 for 2 with a walk. Dwayne Ward picks, delivers, 1-5. Possible home run, 18 is too high. Go to Kruder, 3-1. Base hit past the shortstop. That's the Rangers' 10th hit of the day. Kruder not a threat to steal. Dwayne Ward now facing his 7th batter. 1 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs thus far with 2 Ks. No one going, but he'll face Jeff Kunkel, who's 2 for 3 today. Home run, base hit, and a fly ball to left field. The pitch to Jeff Kunkel. Jeff home run Kunkel. 5-5, strikeout, 20. That is too, actually gets a rate, yeah, it's too high. Kunkel swings, 2-2, lefty right. It's a fly ball to the left fielder. That is the 2nd out of the inning. Right on first, 2 outs. That brings up Cecil Espy. Dwayne Ward above his fatigue range, facing his 8th batter. He'll face Espy 2 for 4 today. 2 runs with an RBI, 2 base hits. Cecil Espy says, I like a 3rd, thank you very much. 1-3 as a wild pitch. That is a 4. That is a wild pitch. That moves Kruder up to second base. Dwayne Ward will pitch to Cecil Espy again. That is a 5-4. That's a hit by pitch. Wow, he's all over the place, isn't he? Hit by pitch 3 + 8. He hits him. So we have a nice wild pitch, and now we hit Cecil Espy. Fun guy to hang out with, Dwayne Ward. We've got 1st and 2nd now. In the bottom of the 8th, he's tired. I think what we're going to do, we're facing Scott Fletcher, righty, lefty, and then we got a switch hitter in Sierra. But what we're going to do is certainly not bring in Henke. But then we have another guy here. David Wells. Yeah, we're gonna bring in David Wells. Okay. Alright, so here's David Wells. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So here's David Wells pitching to Scott Fletcher. David Wells enters the game 7-4, 2 saves, 2.40 ERA in real life. Pitching 54 games. Here's the pitch from Wells. 2-1, strikeout 2. That is a strikeout. So thank you very much. Excellent managing. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on. We're headed to the top of the 9th inning. It is Texas 8 and Toronto 4. So 8-4 here in the top of the 9th. I know it's not a safe situation. Liriano, bottom of the order. Guante's pitch is 7. He's done. Who can we bring in? Let's see who's available. We got Brad Arnsberg. Maybe. He'd be a good mop-up guy. Kenny Rogers. He's a lefty. I don't really care. McMurtry was terrible. He's available. Drew Hall. Gary Milkey. Don't know you. Jeff Russell. He's the save guy. We're not going to waste him here. Charlie Huff, starter. Jimmy Moyer, starter. Jeff Coates, starter. Yeah, I'm just going to go with Brad Arnsberg. He's not their best pitcher. Not really a great. He had a 2-1 record with a save and a 4.13 ERA. I'm not going to waste an awesome pitcher with a 4-run lead. So, Arnsberg will be facing Liriano and Borders and Lee. Potentially Borders and Lee. Liriano up first, 1 for 2 today with a walk and a single and an RBI. Brad Arnsberg enters. He can face 12 batters. He's more of a long reliever. 6-1, wild pitch. No thank you. 4-5. That is a single to left field. All right. Never say die Blue Jays here. That will bring up Pat Borders. And the Blue Jays are going to pinch hit. Got a number of guys on the bench, and they're saying, hey, why not? Let's go with Ernie Witt. Straight up, catcher for catcher. They're thinking, hey, let's bring in a catcher because we're going to score 4 runs here. And we're going to have to go to the 10th inning. So, Ernie Witt. Okay. Yep. Exit. Here's Ernie Witt, folks. Batted .262, 11 homers and 53 RBIs in the year. Liriano's not going to go anywhere with a 4-run deficit. No sense in stealing. That's a 6-6 possible error. Ernie Witt swings 2-4. That is a ground ball to the first baseman. Oop, that was a 4. It is a 4. I just knocked it over. We can look at the videotape. That's a 4. So 2-4. That is an error. Holy crap. Okay, so possible error. Is that true? Let me see that. Possible error. Yeah, it's an error. Boot the ball. You booed the ball. Hey man, you booed the ball. So, this is going to be interesting. He gets on an error, and now you got runners on first and second, still nobody out. Thanks a lot, Rafael Palmeiro, says the Brad Arnsberg. First and second, nobody out. Manny Lee, he's 0 for 2. Batted .260 on the year. Switch hitter is going to bat lefty against Arnsberg. The pitch, 4-2. That is a blank. Manny Lee, 2-3, lefty, righty. Oh, that's a ground ball to the first baseman. Okay, so G3. Let's see. He is a GDP of 2, but Arnsberg is a -1. Of course he is. So 1 or less. Nope, that's just a slow ground ball. Okay, G3. And batter at first, runners advance. Okay, so second and third now with 1 out. And Arnsberg says, I will take the out. Thank you very much. I just want to get out of here. I just want to go home, man. We are actually in a safe situation. So if someone else gets on, I think we are going to see, I think it's Jeff Russell, who's the Mr. Save artist. Arnsberg will pitch to Lloyd Mosby, who is 0 for 4 today. 6-1, wild pitch, 16, potential pass ball. Happens so infrequently, I need to make sure that I'm doing this right. So, potential pass ball is... Hello, where are you, babes? Come to Papa. Alright, you guys can go to station break while I look this up. I know it's fairly simple, I just want to make sure I have this right. Hey man, where's my pass ball? You went well past it, didn't you? Yes, I did. Wild pitch. Okay. Let's see. When runners are on base, run. Okay. If it's a run additional 1d6 against catcher's pass ball rating, which is a 0. So that's funny. There's no way you can have a pass ball. So I went through all that for nothing. So, all right. Let's go to Lloyd Mosby's card then. The pitch for Mosby. 4-3. Fly ball to center field. And let's see. We got a sac fly here. Let's find out. He's got a sac fly rating of nothing. Way to go, Lloyd. And then finally, Liriano is a 2 with the arm rating of a 0. So let's find out. 3 ain't going to happen. So batter out, runners hold. Where do you go, guys? I still think I need to add the F8 modifier there, but that's for another time. Got to add that later. All right, 2 outs. Top of the 9th inning, 1 out away from victory here. Here is Kelly Gruber, 2 for 4 today, 2 singles. And he'll face Brad Arnsberg, facing his 5th batter. The pitch from Arnsberg to Gruber, 1 out away from victory. 3-1, ballpark play. 5-1, ground ball. No, wrong thing. S+7. Hello. So we're going to have 2-run score here. S+7. Is he going to go? He is a 3. Arm is 0. So 3 or less. He's going to go to second. So we've got an 8-6 game. Texas Manager says, the heck with this. I've had enough of this garbage. 8-0 lead has now evaporated to 8-6. And we're going to see, not Kenny Rogers, who's the other guy? Jeff Russell, I think? There he is, Jeff Russell. He'll be facing Rance Mullinick. So Rance Mullinick probably would have been pinch hit for. But since they're bringing the right-handed hitter, or right-handed pitcher in, they're going to go with keeping Mullinick in there, I think. Let's see. So there's Russell. Yeah, they're going to keep him in there. He's 3 for 3 today with a walk, so thank you very much. So, tying right at the plate. 8-6. Jeff Russell coming in. 6-4 with 38 saves on the real year. With a 1.98 ERA, 72 2/3, 45 hits, 77 Ks, 19 walks. He was Mr. Shut the Door. He's going to face 3 for 3 Rance Mullinick. Single to right field, single through second base, single to left field, and a walk. The pitch from Russell, tying right at the plate. 6-1, question mark, question mark. So against a lefty, potential S1, but above the range, we're going to go to Rance Mullinick's card. The swing, 2-6, base hit, right through second base. Mullinick is he's like Ted Williams out there. So an S4, 3 or above, he's going to score. He does score. It's now 8-7. Huh? Wow. Never say never here, guys. 8-7, and here is George Bell. You're not going to pinch hit for him. He had 613 at-bats in the year. You're basically just saying, all right, dazzle me, right? Now, he doesn't hit as well against right-handers. Actually, he does. He's only got 1 split, but he doesn't hit for power. But that's okay. So Mullinick is on first. He's slow, though. Do we put in a pinch runner? I think we do. So we've got a couple 3s here, and Junior Felix and Tony Fernandez. Do we have anyone super fast? Not really. Oh, actually we do. Tom Lawless. Yeah, that makes sense. Is he available? He is. Oh, Tom Lawless. Super freak. Super freak. Alright, so Lawless is going to come in at first for Mullinick. Mullinick, 4 for 4 today with a walk, so he got on base all 5 times. And here's Tom Lawless, who is a threat to steal. And hey, you're down by 1 with a guy who can steal like him, you might as well. So, Russell, Lawless on first. He's got a 12. He can steal on a 12. He's got a 10. He's going. He's an 18. He's still second. Holy moly. What are we doing here, kids? Lawless is a 6. Is he going to steal third? Let's find out. He's not. He's going to stay. So, let's see what George Bell can do. Lawless is a base runner of a 5. So anything, like any kind of base hit, he's going to tie this game up. Jeff Russell. Okay. With the set, he exhales. He pitches. That is a 2-2. That is a blank. We're going to George Bell. 6-1. Fly ball to right field. Ruben Sierra camps under it. That is the merciless third out for the Texas Rangers. That being said, holy moly, what a game. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 runner left on base. It's 8-7. That is our final. And wow. Quite the exhibition there, kids. 8-7 a final. Put the cards anywhere. I don't even care. Oh, well, we got to look at that. That's a bug too, because Russell should have had the save there. So that being said, Brown gets the win. He's 1-0. Cerruti gets the loss. He's 0-1. But Texas takes the game here, 8-7. Looking at the box score. Oh, it actually thinks, yeah, I got a bug there. It thinks it's a blown save. That's definitely not a blown save. You won, guys. But we had home runs by Rafael Palmeiro and Jeff Kunkel off of Cerruti. Final line score, Toronto 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Texas with the victory on 8 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Crazy game. Palmeiro had the error. Web gem by Barfield, stole a hit. Final score 8-7. I hope you enjoyed this. This was a crazy game. Texas came off, scoring 8 runs through 4 innings. We thought the game was over. And then the Blue Jays in the 7th inning scored 4 runs. In the 9th inning scored 3 runs. But hey, look, my first successful exhibition game. We'll see where this goes. I hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't expect that. This is my first game. So, but I enjoyed this. This was cool. What are we? It's now 10:41. Not bad. And actually, if I look at it, it took an hour and 6 minutes to play. Not bad. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for checking this out. And check out my channel. And I'll talk to you all later. Again, final from Arlington Stadium in Texas. The Texas Rangers 8, Toronto Blue Jays 7. And I'll see you soon. Thanks much. Bye.